Hello, and welcome to Real Estate in a Minute. I'm George Mueller with Century 21 SGR. Today's topic, the MRED Weekly Update. Before I dive in, just a kind of a heads up of what's to come here. Slight downward trend in the metrics compared to last week, but overall nothing to be worried about. Continue to monitor them to see what kind of market we're in. And again, as I said in the previous weeks, we were in the middle of a pandemic here last year at this time, so don't take a lot of stock in last year's numbers compared to this year's. Closed listings, as you can see, in MRED's marketplace, saw about 11% dip compared to last week, while outpacing last year's by 15%. Listings under contract, they dipped as well, 6% from last week. But keep in mind, last week's was a 2-year high, so good indicator there of places still going under contract. New listings dropped about 6% though. This does not necessarily indicate a seller's market, but keep an eye on this metric in the coming weeks to see what type of market we really are in terms of new listings cropping up. Rented listings saw a 10% decline, which is more indicative of the rental market. I do suspect next week's numbers to rise, especially since May 1st is going to fall within that range and that metric. As you can see here, open houses dropped 5% compared to last week. I do expect this to remain high. As you can see, it's high compared to what it was in the previous months up into and including November. So kind of keep an eye on this. Do expect this to remain high and steady from where it is. Let's look at overall showings. Showings are slight decline, but as you can see here, compared to the previous years, they are up, especially last year. But again, in the middle of the pandemic, people weren't going out. They are up. They are continuing to stay high, and I expect this to continue. Residential sold prices here, as you can see, the median price is $285, the same as last week. Good indicator here. It is a 14% high compared to this year at last time. So it's 14% higher than it was last year at this time when it was $244. Now it's $285. Good sign though that prices are remaining steady and high. Rental prices. We're down $62 compared to last week, but are steady with last year's. So overall, though, strong indicators, we're still in a seller's market with median home prices. On the other hand, as I've said in the previous weeks, the market might be slightly shifting with new listings dipping by about 6%. So it might be shifting a little bit to more of a buyer's market. But again, we'll see how that plays out in the coming weeks. And that's Real Estate in a Minute. So please feel free to reach out with any questions.